And we're live. Hello and welcome to the 150th episode of HEX Therapy Live. I'm your host, Maddie ALLin, and I've got a great show for you tonight. We're going to be doing some special reporting about the FTX court battle that's going on and how I discovered that there was a note in Ellison's court documents that showed that she was working on researching something that had to do with Richard Hart. So with that being said, thank you for making it here for yet another week. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Welcome to HEX Therapy Live.
It's from Maddie ALLin of HEX Therapy Live. I like Maddie. Maddie tries to make the world a healthier place. He's a mental health professional. He's done research. Videos on sudden wealth syndrome. There's nothing that a human being could do better than try and heal his fellow man.
Maddie ALLin's got that covered. He does emotional, feel-good, mind management, emotion stuff like as his gig because he's a therapist. That's what he does for a living. Like he helps heal people.
If you're one of the hundreds of people, or actually thousands of people who has been watching this channel every single week, shout out to you. Thanks for being here, watching live and on the replay. I would love for you all to become members of the channel. It only costs $10 a month, and it helps to allow me to break even on creating content, which of course my audience is not for sale, and it's always been that way. So thanks everybody for showing up. Glad for you to be here. And tonight I'm doing a special report on something that I discovered yesterday. So this was breaking news. And as you guys can see on the screen here, that I'll read out to you, I discovered this myself from following the Ellison testimony that's been happening as part of the Sam Bankman-Fried trial that's going on right now in New York. So there are lots of crypto reporters that have been reporting on this because there's, of course, if you're not in Florida, then you can't broadcast the court trial. So this is all coming basically secondhand from people who are witnessing what's going on in the case. And there have been a lot of bangers in terms of like shockers that have happened so far in the case. I am simply just reporting on the one that's related to Richard Hart and HEX. And so this tweet that I made last night seems to have gone quite viral, over 20,000 views, probably 320 likes, 9 bookmarks, 74 retweets, and 22 comments. And I just outlined here what I saw, which is that Ellison had on her list of work priorities to, quote, follow up on RH Wormhole 0x thing, end quote. And so because I'm good at doing my own research in crypto, I guess I was already familiar with the Wormhole 0x thing. And so I can explain to people who are lost what that was. Part of the explanation comes from the tweet that I'm speculating that Sam Bankman-Fried and Ellison were referring to. Now, why should anybody care about the FTX trial? Why should anybody care about Ellison? Well, she is telling all about one of the biggest frauds in American history, in the history of the world. FTX had, and there have been several revelations. For example, Bitcoiners are up in arms today talking about how Sam Bankman-Fried instructed Ellison to sell customer funds to sell Bitcoin whenever it went above $20,000. And of course, Bitcoiners don't like the idea of people selling, especially when there's a legal agreement that if you buy Bitcoin on an exchange, you expect the exchange to hold on to your funds and to not gamble them as FTX did. And so what's coming out in the court trial now is like much more exciting and relevant. It might be a bigger scam than even Bernie Madoff. And so we're living through financial history here. And so what was the to-do list item? I guess I can go back and show you, like here, there was this was part of the exhibit that the prosecution had, one of the documents from US versus Samuel Bankman-Fried 2023. And this is, I guess, a screenshot from Caroline Ellison's from her to-do list, and it had a list of work priorities: hedging / getting more capital, making Sam Bankman-Fried's delta visibility better, so on and so forth, fixing our upbit shit, politics stuff. And then what I discovered here is she had a note to follow up on RH Wormhole 0x thing. Now, what is that thing? Well, I believe it's referring to this tweet from Richard Hart, basically identifying that the Wormhole bridge, this is a cross-chain bridge, that he added it to his list of things that had been hacked. And so you can imagine with this tweet coming out on February 2nd, 2022, that would have been something that everybody in the crypto space was paying attention to. Even people who are multi-billionaires running multi-billion-dollar situations, they were looking to Richard for guidance on what all the scams were going to be. And of course, Richard called out FTX months and years before they and Celsius and BlockFi and all these other companies defrauded people. He was calling out the scams far in advance, so far in advance that people could even have pulled their money off exchanges if they had listened to him. And he did this throughout the entire bull run. Well, really from 2020 to late 2022. And so you can see here, this is a thread that I've linked to that not only shows when Richard posted about the $250 million hack from the Wormhole network, the Wormhole bridge had been hacked. And of course, what Wormhole posted at the time was that their network is down for maintenance, right? They weren't telling the truth about what had happened. And this comes back to being able to evaluate what has Richard Hart built, what has, what has he done as a thought leader. I think it makes sense that he evaluated and knew the difference between different bridge technologies. There's not just one way to create a cross-chain bridge. There are many methods, and some methods are less secure than others. And so when people are out there doing their own research, this type of thing is helpful when you can go back and see what somebody said early on, when you can see somebody predicting things before they happen, or in this case, reporting on them in real time. Adding Wormhole to a list, a multi-billion-dollar list of hacks. This thread that Richard created, he added to for a couple of years at least. And just scrolling up and down, here's one, $140 million lost in a Vulcan forged theft, whatever that means. So this is the history of all the hacks that have happened. And of course, HEX has never been hacked, never had downtime. And even myself, I've created a protocol for people to be able to undo a hack if they set up a smart contract ahead of time, and basically utilize the idea of a second seed phrase. And so that is very exciting to those of you who I think are long-term minded and want to sleep well at night. So yeah, this list goes on forever. I mean, I remember him adding to it weekly for years. All these things that have been hacked in crypto, and not the case for us. So very, very interesting, right? That was even on the to-do list of Caroline Ellison to follow up on this Wormhole bridge hack. And then let's see. I also pointed out in the tweet that went viral, of course, what I just said about RH warning crypto users months and years ahead of time about scams like FTX, Celsius, etc. And if you don't believe me, you can go back and do the research yourself using this tool that one of the Time Pays Me devs created called hexsearch.io. Shout out to Chris. And so I have linked here a search where you can see one of the 3 times that Richard mentioned the bridge, the wormhole bridge that got exploited. And if you go to Hex Search, you can type in a search term in hexsearch.io and you could look up FTX. And I've never searched this before, but here it works perfectly, where it pulls up out of many, well, probably 200 to 300 hours of Richard live streaming, all of the times where he mentioned FTX. And I believe I can sort this by relevance and by date. And so I can look at the oldest time that Richard was talking about FTX. Looks like it was a stream with the Hexologist back on September 26th, 2020, talking about how FTX bought Blockfolio and Binance bought CoinMarketCap. So when I click, it takes me to the 2 hour and 15-minute mark here in this YouTube stream and creates a link directly to the video. So that is a very powerful tool for anybody who's still skeptical about, whether these claims are true, that Richard warned people and saved probably millions of dollars of people's funds by warning them ahead of time about problems like FTX. And now, now the leaders of FTX are on trial, right? Because they were caught defrauding investors. So there you go. And then, of course, lots of popular people in the Hex community have weighed in on this tweet. Crypto Coffee mentions everybody knows RH and they refuse to admit he was right. That's a really good comment. RH Maximalist, shout out to him. He's been hosting a Founders Week, a Builders Week on his channel, interviewing different people in the Pulse Chain ecosystem. And I saw him do a stream on somebody else's channel also earlier today. He was streaming with Papa B, and they were doing a breakdown of some brand new Trezor stuff that's happening. And I'll be covering that as well. RH Max says Richard Hart has a running list of hacks and failures in crypto and fake DeFi, and it's legendary. Sami mentioned it's never been more clear than now, and has a picture of Richard Hart being sucked into a wormhole. And Dibcatcher said, oh, wow, Richard was on their radar. Of course, yeah. But it is surprising. So this was breaking news. I wanted to make an episode about it because I wanted to get the word out. I know a lot of people are searching about FTX, about Caroline Ellison, and about this court case. And I think this is an important piece of the story, that people who were well-informed and who did their own research and who understand the mechanics of a lot of the things in crypto, that crypto is not about a middleman holding on to your keys. It's about self-custody. It's not about trading, although some people like to trade. There's also more to crypto than that. There's delaying gratification. There's building community. There's time locking, and even being able to undo a hack if you use timepays.me. So lots to learn from the space. And so I'm hoping that other people who are interested in crypto, maybe they've heard of Richard and have a negative take on him. Well, now I've given you a tool to be able to reevaluate and update your worldview, and to make sure that, everybody in the Hex community is also up to speed on what this means, because the tweet, I don't think, gave a full deep dive explanation. So I wanted to keep this one pretty short today because, again, I want people to be able to watch it and to discover, these tools that are out there. So go ahead and leave a comment in the description below. How are you going to use hexsearch.io? How are you going to do your own research on any topic in crypto? I bet there's many of them that maybe you haven't seen Richard's take on, and so you can go there and see what the man has to say. So there you go. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in. I have been streaming every Tuesday and Thursday night for the past 150 weeks. We've almost made it to the 3-year mark of weekly streams. The channel already reached its 3rd birthday a week or 2 ago for the amount of time since the channel was created. So I really appreciate your guys' support. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you sharing this out on Twitter, on YouTube, and wherever you consume your content. And with that being said, hopefully this has been helpful. And until next time, stake wisely, my friends, and peace out.
What's good, Maddie? I had a stake in today. Think I'm gonna throw a party for the Hexicans. It's gonna be live. I want you to come over, call everybody, call ATX and them. Tell them to stop through, man. It's gonna be live today. Gonna turn up for you, Maddie. And we're live. Hey, yo, Trace, you ready? And we're live.
We're live like Maddie ALLin. We're live like Maddie ALLin.
And we sticking the hex, cause you know it's the best.
We're live like Maddie ALLin. We're live like Maddie ALLin.
And we reppin' the hex, cause you know it's the best.
We're live like Maddie ALLin. We're live like Maddie ALLin.
And we sticking the hex, cause you know it's the best.
We're live like Maddie ALLin. We're live like Maddie ALLin.
And we reppin' the hex, cause you know it's the best.
We're live like Maddie ALLin. Crypto Twitter been crazy.
All these weekends on my timeline, you should try to pay me.
We're live like Maddie ALLin. Crypto Twitter been crazy.
All these weekends on my timeline, you should try to pay me.
I be around some of the smartest. In crypto we go the hardest. Make sure you protect your seeds. You can always get a new wallet. I be around some of the smartest. In crypto we go the hardest. Make sure you protect your seeds. You can always get a new wallet.
Yeah, I use time pays me. Yeah, it sounds so easy. Why you trade crypto for? That'll drive me crazy. Yeah, I use time pays me. Yeah, it sounds so easy. Why you trade crypto for? That'll drive me crazy.
Every time I talk is blockchain. Every time I smoke is octane. Yeah, I got me a post girl, so you know that she got brain. Yeah, I'm somewhere chilling on the island. Had a stake in, so I'm somewhere smiling. Got a hex girl and she always wildin'. And we're live like Maddie ALLin. We're live like Maddie ALLin. We're live like Maddie ALLin.
And we sticking the hex, cause you know it's the best.
We're live like Maddie ALLin. We're live like Maddie ALLin.
And we reppin' the hex,
And we're live.
We're live like Maddie ALLin. We're live like Maddie ALLin.
and we sticking the hex, cause you know it's the best.
We're live like Maddie ALLin. We're live like Maddie ALLin.
And we reppin' the hex,
And
cause you
we're
know it's the best.
live. And we're live.
And we sticking the hex, cause you know it's the best.
And we're live.
And we sticking the hex, cause you know it's the best.
And we're live.